Morning / afternoon to everybody. Again, I don't want to apologise for yesterday's video because it just sounds not stupid but just kind of pointless, because I am sorry in the fact I hope that I haven't made anyone anxious hearing the message from yesterday, made anyone upset or sad, but I'm not sorry for having said it, because again, this is about being honest and me being unfiltered, and if that's what I'm doing, then I don't regret it, But I just hope that nobody's upset or worried about me. I'm doing a lot better today. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I'm not ever really gonna be perfect, but I'm doing a lot better, a lot more functional today. Okay, so please don't worry about me. But yesterday was just another one of those days. And it probably sounds so blasé to just try and write it off as, oh, it's just a bad day, but it's what I have to do, because yesterday was yesterday, it's behind me now, I've moved on, and I'm just keep going one step at a time, slowly getting forward. Can't dwell on yesterday, I can't dwell that yesterday was a bad day. I can think about, maybe just acknowledge that it was a bad day, see if I can find any rhyme or reason to it, which there isn't, but just examine it for what happened. Try and get any clarity from it that I can, but I can't dwell on it. I think that's all I have to really say about yesterday. I keep wanting to say sorry. I don't want to say sorry though, because at the end of the day, what do I have to be sorry for? I can't be sorry that I have depression, because I didn't choose it. It's not something that I wake up and go, I'm gonna have a low day, a depressive episode. I'm gonna choose to cancel plans or not to see people or to find it really difficult to function. I don't choose it, so I can't be sorry for when it happens, because it wasn't my choice. It's something that has happened to me and something that I'm just trying to fight against. I apologise for the impact that it has on other people, but I can't apologise for my actions because they're not really my actions. It's the depression, and that sounds like an excuse, but it's not an excuse. So I think I'll leave that there. But this is unfortunately going to be another little serious one, because some of you may have seen that I put a post on Facebook last night mentioning a Theroux documentary on anorexia. I had no idea that this was going to be on, had no intention to watch it, but I'd finished watching Blue Planet at about 9 o'clock, just was flicking on TV, noticed Theroux, anorexia, and just paused over it and just started watching. And it was a strange experience, because in some ways it was very, very hard, but in some ways I felt nothing watching it. One of my personal problems is I'm very disconnected from my emotions, I think, at the moment. It's one of the things my counsellor said. I need to feel my feelings. I can hear all of those things those girls were saying. If you want to watch it, which I would not recommend it, but I would ask you to watch it. I would say, please, if you have just a few spare moments, please could you watch it? Because it was incredible. Everything those girls said, that's what I felt, what's gone through my head. Their words were my thoughts vocalised. And it was hard to hear and bizarre to hear, but I could hear them and feel sorry for them and feel that, oh my gosh, that's what I've been thinking. I think while watching it, I laughed a couple times. Not because it was funny, but from that bitter irony of hearing exactly what I think and just having it said to me and going, yes, that's what I think, and laughing, not because it's funny. It's not funny at all, but just because, I suppose, because it was bizarre. That was my reaction. I could laugh and guffaw. I didn't cry. I was silent while watching it, and I was very intense while watching it. I didn't cry. If you watch it, I could imagine that a lot of you will cry. I know some people close to me who will cry. I know people watch my videos and have cried. I've not cried after watching my videos. I got teary-eyed that one time and choked up, but I can't cry about myself. It's one of my problems. It's something I'm going to get through and try to get through, but That's something. But I wanted to talk about watching it because I think it was an incredible story and is an incredible insight into anorexia, because seriously, all those thoughts I've thought, and it's just my anorexia summed up. But there was one thing that I wanted to talk about that it does not touch on, which just didn't sit right with me, and I wanted to talk about it because everything else about it I felt was accurate and was so spot on. But I just wanted to say that the women focused upon in the video were all at the extreme of anorexia. They were nearly dying, and just physically you could see the extent of their malnourishment. It was shocking and devastating to see, and my hearts went out to them, and it was really difficult. But I just wanted to say that is the extreme of anorexia, and yes, it's awful, and yes, it's terrible, and yes, it's so hard, but it's not just that. When you talk about anorexia, that's what you focus on. You focus on those emaciated images, and the women who are in hospital have been forced into inpatient care because they are close to death, because their bones are grinding against each other. Every time I have to go in and talk about my anorexia, it is the physical symptoms that get spoken about. And yes, they're terrifying. The pressure it puts on your heart, the pressure it puts on your digestive system, your hair can fall out, your bones can wear away, and they are serious and they are terrifying. But I don't have those, and I'm not emaciated, I haven't been hospitalised, and yet it's somehow hard to see that as a good thing. I feel that my anorexia won't be taken seriously unless I am in that position. I have to get monthly blood tests, and part of me is disappointed, scared. I'm not sure when the blood tests come back as there's no problem. I'm never relieved to hear that. I just kind of think, oh, because as long as I'm relatively healthy, it doesn't feel like I will get help. It doesn't feel that I'm worthy of that help. I know that's ridiculous, but compared to the emaciated person over there and me, do I look anorexic to you? Would you think that I need help? I'm not in any disastrous medical need, so do I need help? Am I coping? So that was just something that I wanted to speak about, that overall I thought the documentary was incredible, and please, if you can you watch it? But I just wanted to highlight that the people shown in the documentary are the extreme, and that is not all-encompassing of anorexia. It is a spectrum, and there are people who do not look anorexic. There are people who probably look quite healthy and could look normal. There is a different varying of body images that will occur with anorexia, but it's not the physical. The physical is not anorexia. The physical is a result of anorexia. Anorexia is in the mind, and you can't see that. So just because somebody might not look anorexic doesn't mean they're not anorexic, and you can't discount anyone's experience or their feelings for going through it just because they might look a little different than you expect. Gosh, I don't know if I'm being concise. I feel like I'm just repeating myself and not really making my point. But to sum up, it was just that in the Louis Theroux documentary, it shows one specific type of anorexia, the very physical kind. And it's not just that, it's so much more than that. So just as you go forward and learn more about anorexia and understand anorexia a little bit more, I suppose, just know that just because something in front of you, same with any mental disorder, just because everything in front of you might look okay and may look fine, it doesn't mean it is. You can't see my depression, you can't see my anorexia. Where my bones are showing through, that's a result of it. It's not it. I feel like I'm just going to go in circles if I keep talking about it, so I'm going to leave it there. I don't feel I've made my point very well, but hopefully I've made a little bit of a point. Hopefully. Okay, so I'll speak to you tomorrow.